Eh bien, bonsoir, bon après-midi, bonjour de là où vous êtes. Good morning, good evening, where you are. It is June 30th, the day we celebrate the independence of the Democratic Republic of Congo. 63 years later, what can we learn? What have we learned? What is there for us in the future? We are going to discuss these and other topics tonight, but our line is open. If you want to join live in our call, just text us on WhatsApp on the number. You'll see it going down there, and we'll be happy to have you with us in our studio. En fait, quand je disais que 63 ans après, il est le 30 juin 2023, soit 63 ans depuis que nous avons eu notre indépendance en République démocratique du Congo, communément appelé Congo belge en avant. En fait, on va parler de qu'est-ce que nous avons appris, les leçons que nous avons apprises, qu'est-ce que nous apprenons aujourd'hui et qu'est-ce que nous pouvons envisager pour le futur. Nos numéros sont là. Si vous voulez être en direct, appelez-nous sur WhatsApp. Nous serons à mesure de vous recevoir et vous accueillir. Notre numéro, c'est 720-295-1137. Our number is 720-295-1137. This live is going to be in English mostly, but we will be taking calls later in any language. So, first of all, I will say Happy Independence Day to our Congolese people. Happy Independence Day to everyone back in Kinshasa, in Kwilu, in Lubumbashi, in Bukavu, in Goma, in Uvira, in Kasai Oriental, Kasai Occidental, in Bandundu, in Equateur, in Province Orientale, in Sankuru, everywhere in Congo where you are, nous vous disons Happy Independence Day. It's been a long journey, a journey where we have come from far and we need to reflect. But before we even progress further, because it's our Independence Day, we have to listen to one of the greatest hits we have all the time, which is called Independence Cha-Cha. It is a song we play every time during our independence. So here we are, and let's enjoy the Independence Cha-Cha song.
Cha-cha, tubakidi. Indépendance, cha-cha, tozumiye. Oti kwanza, cha-cha, tubakidi. Au table ronde, cha-cha, baganye o. Oni panda, cha-cha, tozumiye. Indépendance, cha-cha, tozumiye. Oti kwanza, cha-cha, tubakidi. Au table ronde, cha-cha, baganye o. Oni panda, cha-cha, tozumiye. Asoreko na bako, bayokani motomoko, nakonaka na cartel, balingani na front commun, bolikango kazavubu, elumumba na kalondi, boliatombe kamitatu, oesanja mutakanza. Indépendance, cha-cha, tozumiye. Oti kwanza, cha-cha, tubakidi. Otabero, cha-cha, baganye o. Oni panda, cha-cha, tozumiye. kwanza chacha tubakidi au table rond chacha baganye onipanda chacha tosuiye.
And that was a song that we normally sing on every, I will say, on every Independence Day. It is a song that was composed back then when Congo got its independence from Belgium. We were colonized by Belgium, yes, for many, many years by Leopold II, Leopold II, who was our, I'll say, our colonizer. Things were horrible, things were tough. Things were very bad for our forefathers. But what have we learned? 63 years later, what have we learned? There's some people who died because of us. There's some people who went to fight for us to be free. But are we freedom? Are we free? Is there any freedom? You know, independence means the state or quality of being independent. What does that mean? Being free, having the freedom from the control, from the influence, from the support, aid, or the like of others. But is that the case for Congo? Are we free from the support of people? Are we free from the influence? Are we free from aid? As we speak right now, we have UN troops in the eastern DRC Congo who are still trying to keep us safe. Not only the UN, we have forces from different countries in East Africa to secure our country 63 years later. We have Kenya, we have Uganda, we have South Sudan, we have Tanzania, we have even Angola in the eastern DRC to secure us. Is that the freedom we expected? Or does that mean when one part is free, the other one is oppressed? Then that's fine. Because maybe some part of the Congo, they are free, they can do whatever they want. And some part are oppressed, some part are not going on. Does that mean that we can be able to progress? Or that does mean freedom? I don't think so. And that's why it's very strange to hear that. We are going to play really quick before we go dive deep into our conversation today, because we are going to reflect on the Congolese freedom. We are going to reflect really quick here on the speech from Lumumba, who was the father of independence of the Democratic Republic of Congo. He fought alongside others, like you heard in the song, Moise Chombe, and many, many, many fighters who were there to liberate our country. We will watch this video. It's his original speech, not cut, not edited, with subtitles in English. Then we are going to discuss exactly what was the vision of Lumumba. What did he want for our country? And where we are right now. So we are going to watch this video, and as we watch, take notes, because the main purpose of this channel is to bring back to our roots. And to bringing back to our roots means learning the backbone, learning the foundation of our country, learning where we have come from, and learning how to love our country, because these people that fought for independence loved our country. But do we love our country as they did? If they could have seen the country right now, will they be able to say, yes, I made the right call to go and die for the sake of this country? If he could have seen Tshisekedi right now, what will he tell him? If he would have seen Kabila right now, what will he have told him? That is why, friends, we need to really and critically think our direction. So we're going to listen to this video really quick. It's from Lumumba. And once we hear it, we're going to discuss more about this video. It's the original speech that took place in 1960. Actually, this speech was not even programmed on the program. So he just came when he saw that there was like no one speaking, and he went there. No one called him. No one invited him to speak, but he just went and spoke. And this actually was one of the things that the white person, the West, didn't like, and had to make sure he died, and few years later, he passed away. But let's listen to Lumumba, what we call Patrice Emery Lumumba, the father of independence of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's listen.
Be the country's first national hero.
Combattant de l'indépendance, aujourd'hui victorieux, je vous salue au nom du gouvernement congolais. À vous tous, mes amis, qui avez lutté sans relâche à nos côtés, je vous demande de faire de ce 30 juillet 1960 une date illustre que vous garderez ineffaçablement gravée dans vos cœurs, une date dont vous enseignerez avec fierté la signification à vos enfants, pour que ceux-ci, à leur tour, fassent connaître à leurs fils et à leurs petits-fils l'histoire glorieuse de notre lutte pour la liberté. La République du Congo a été proclamée et notre cher pays est maintenant entre les mains de ses propres enfants. Ensemble, mes frères, mes sœurs, nous allons commencer une nouvelle lutte sublime qui va mener notre pays à la paix, à la prospérité et à la grandeur. Nous allons établir ensemble la justice sociale et assurer que chacun reçoive la juste rémunération de son travail. Nous avons connu les ironies, les insultes, les coups que nous devions subir au matin, midi et soir, parce que nous étions des nègres. Qui oubliera qu'à un noir, on disait tu, non certes comme à un ami, mais parce que les voix honorables étaient réservées aux seuls blancs. Nous avons connu que nos terres-fils spoliés, au nom des textes prétendument légaux, qui ne faisaient que reconnaître les droits du plus fort. Nous avons connu que la loi n'était jamais la même, selon qu'il s'agissait d'un blanc ou d'un noir, accommodante pour les uns, cruelle et inhumaine pour les autres. Nous avons connu les souffrances atroces des relégués pour opinion politique ou croyances religieuses. Exilés dans leur propre patrie, leur sort était vraiment pire que la mort elle-même. Nous avons connu qu'il y avait dans les villes des maisons magnifiques pour les blancs et des paillotes croulantes pour les noirs. Que les noirs n'étaient admis dans les cinémas, ni dans les restaurants, ni dans les magasins européens. Que les noirs voyageaient à même la coque de péniche, au pied du blanc dans sa cabine de luxe. Qui oubliera enfin les fusillades où périrent tant de nos frères. Les cachons furent brutalement jetés, ceux qui ne voulaient plus se soumettre au régime d'injustice, d'oppression et d'exploitation. Cette indépendance du Congo, si elle est proclamée aujourd'hui dans l'entente avec la Belgique, pays ami avec qui nous traitons d'égal à égal, ni les Congolais digne de ce nom ne pourra jamais oublier cependant que c'est par la lutte qu'elle a été conquise. Une lutte de tous les jours, une lutte ardente et idéaliste, une lutte dans laquelle nous n'avons mélangé ni nos forces, ni nos privations, ni nos souffrances, ni notre sang. Cette lutte qui fit des larmes, des feux et des sang, Nous en sommes fiers jusqu'au plus profond de nous-mêmes, car ce fut une lutte noble et juste, une lutte indispensable pour mettre fin à l'humiliant esclavage qui nous était imposé par la force. Ce qui fut notre sort à 80 ans du régime colonialiste, nos blessures sont trop fraîches et trop douloureuses encore pour que nous puissions les chasser de notre mémoire. Quand nous avons connu le travail harassant, exigé en échange de salaires qui ne nous permettaient ni de manger à notre faim, ni de nous vêtir ou nous loger décemment, ni d'élever nos enfants comme des êtres chers. Hommage aux combattants de la liberté nationale. Vive l'indépendance et l'unité africaine. Vive les Congo indépendants et souverains.
Yes, as you can hear, and comme vous avez aussi écouté, ça c'est Patrice Emery Lumumba. That was Patrice Emery Lumumba giving his speech that was, first of all, impromptu. It was not planned. It was not called on. It was not invited. But he stood up firmly and went and addressed the whole world. And the speech is one of the remarkable speech in the world. What does that tell us? When there is courage and determination, nothing can stop you. That is why we are going to reflect today on the independence of Congo. 63 years later, what has happened? What's going on? And I'm going to give my honest opinion here. I'm going to give my honest feedback to the country because things need to change. If Lumumba was alive today, maybe he could have regret. Why did I fight for this country? Why did I even go and sacrifice myself for this country? Why? 1960, Congo gains its independence. Later on, Mobutu Sese Seko Kungwendo Zabanga, who was actually one of the closest ally of Lumumba, takes power from him with the influence of the West and the America because they saw Lumumba as a threat. And the position they could have is to eliminate him, is to just, we need to kill him. That's what they do. That's what they did with Magufuli. That's what they did with Nkurunziza. That's the same thing they did with Gaddafi and many others. And those are just recent. So this is Lumumba back then. Let's get rid of him. But we have to look for someone who is inside or close to him so we can be able to accomplish our mission. And that is when they used Mobutu. Mobutu, who was a close ally of Lumumba, and they had to take him and use him to kill Lumumba. Later, Lumumba died, and Mobutu, there's a second president, Joseph Kasavubu, who became president. Actually, Kasavubu was president, and Lumumba was the prime minister of Congo back then. So when Lumumba died, Kasavubu stayed a couple of years, then Mobutu did a coup d'etat and took power by force. And he reigned 32 years. Some will say years of misery, some will say years of peace, some will say years of development, and so forth. But it was horrible depending on what our fathers went, but it was also encouraging by what Zaire was known for. Zaire, which was our former name. Zaire was known to be a country of strength. Zaire was known to be a country whereby no one could have joked with Zaire. That's why Mobutu was like, one Zaire, one Congo, one Zaire River, one person, it's a slogan they used to say in back then. Because Zaire had like four things: Zaire the country, Zaire the river, Zaire the money, and Zaire the people. And he reigned until when Mzee Kabila who was actually one of the mentee of Patrice Lumumba, who he looked into, went into the forest and tried to hide himself there so that he can gain knowledge. And then once he got the knowledge he wanted and the confidence, he came and tried to do what we call the second liberation. I'm just giving you a brief history of what happened until we get here. From that, Mzee Kabila did some deals with several people to help him remove Mobutu out of power. Among them were Zimbabwe, was Angola, was Rwanda, and so forth. And that is where the misery, where some of our misery comes from. In 1996, 1995, 7 there, he started his journey to overthrow Lumumba from power. From Mzee Mobutu from power. He used the Rwandan army, friends, and that's where I will say the curse of Congo came from. But nevertheless, he did what he could. He overthrew Mobutu from power. He became president. But later, when he saw that, the people I allied with, the people I worked with, are the people coming against me, no, I thought these people were Congolese. They're not Congolese. I thought these people were, but not. And that is where things started getting worse. Again, he was killed again by the same people who killed Lumumba. The spirit of Lumumba is still in us, but whenever that spirit tries to rise up, these people from these countries try to kill it. That is why we are here today. Then, after Mzee Kabila died, Joseph Kabila, who is presumed to be the son of Laurent Kabila, took over power, on whom he reigned 18 years himself, since 2001, I believe, until 2018. Which actually led to so many internal conflict here and there. We had issues of people fighting internally. We have things. But I'm giving you this overview. And later on, we had our president, who is the current president, Felix Tshisekedi, who is now in his full time in this year, as we'll be going to elections in December, if we will have elections. And that is what now we're about to talk here. 63 years later, what have we learned? Our number is open. You can join the conversation, 720-295-1137. You can first WhatsApp us, give us a WhatsApp call, and we'll be able to bring you in so you can share your thoughts. And nos numéros sont là sur vos écrans. Si vous êtes là, vous voulez rejoindre, nous sommes là et vous pouvez appeler le numéro WhatsApp. Et puis, on va vous rejoindre ici. Ben, il y aura beaucoup d'appels, mais après, à la fin de l'émission. 63 years later, what can we learn? One thing I always say is, our culture is our identity. When we forget where we have come from, we lose ourself. We lose our own self, and we forget who we are. And when we forget who we are, we will try to copy others and be like them, yet we are not like them. Yet we're not like them. Let's again listen to Lumumba here really quick, what he said.
Nous avons connu les ironies, les insultes, les coups que nous devions subir matin, midi et soir, parce que nous étions des nègres. Qui oubliera qu'à un noir, on disait tu, non certes comme à un ami, mais parce que les voix honorables étaient réservées aux seuls blancs. Nous avons connu que nos terres fils spoliés, au nom des textes prétendument légaux, qui ne faisait que reconnaître les droits du plus fort. Nous avons connu que la loi n'était jamais la même, selon qu'il s'agissait d'un blanc ou d'un noir, accommodante pour les uns, cruelle inhumaine pour les autres. Nous avons connu les souffrances atroces des relégués pour opinion politique ou croyances religieuses. Exilés dans leur propre patrie, leur sort était vraiment pire que la mort elle-même. Nous avons connu qu'il y avait dans les villes des maisons magnifiques pour les blancs et des paillotes croulantes pour les noirs. Que les noirs n'étaient admis dans les cinémas, ni dans les restaurants, ni dans les magasins européens. Que les noirs voyageaient à même la coque de péniche au pied du blanc dans sa cabine de luxe. Qui oubliera enfin?
That is Lumumba saying that who will ever forget the massacres where so many of our brothers perished? Because indeed, our brothers perished a lot. He says people were exiled in their own country, in their fate, truly worse than the death itself. Friends, unfortunately, this thing is still happening even right now. People are still exiled. People are still tortured, insecurity. But is this the freedom that we fought for? Is this the freedom that our forefathers fought for? Is this the freedom that really we wanted? 63 years later, Congo still depends on the West to survive. 63 years later, Congo depends on America for some things. Congo still doesn't have any good adequate health care. All our politicians go in France, in whatever to get treatment. Their children as well as their family. 63 years later, you cannot drive from Bukavu to Lubumbashi in a day because poor road conditions. 63 years later, you cannot drive. Our provinces are not even interconnected. 63 years later, some peoples don't have access to water. Some people don't have access to clean water, to electricity. 63 years later, we are still back in the misery depending on others to secure us. It is a shame. And if Lumumba was alive, he could have said, what did I do? Was this the mission that I had? We are reflecting on this because it's a time for us to change. It's a time for us to rethink our origin, rethink what our fathers went through. This guy Lumumba was killed. Not only killed, he was burned, put in I think it's kerosene or something, and burned. I mean, there is no any remains. There is no graveyard. There is no bones. There is no skin. There is nothing left apart from the name and the memories we have from him. The good thing is that we have been having, and we hope you're going to be having elections coming up in 2023, end of this year, and we have an opportunity to change things. It's so sad that Congo has more than at least 500 members of parliament. 500. And you know what? Each of these members of parliament, based on what we hear, earns at most $21,000 US. That's including their salary, their prime, and the benefits. $21,000 every month. Compared to, guess what now? A soldier earns maybe 100,000 Congolese francs in maybe close to maybe I don't know the exchange rate, maybe $100 or $80. That's a shame. Where a public servant, a member of parliament, earning $21,000 US, and a law enforcement, someone who's securing the country, is earning less than $100. So tell me, do you think these people are going to secure the country really? Do you think that these people, when they go out to fight, they're going to secure our country? Do you think that these people are going to fight for our own nations? We'll be opening our live. If you're there, feel free to join us. calling our number 720-295-1137. Do you think Congo is going to stand when your own police officer is earning less than $100? No wonder we'll see people working with rebels. No wonder reports will come that FRDC, which is our army, is collaborating with M23 because, well, M23 are being supported by maybe, we say Rwanda and other forces, and these people are paid well, so it's easy for them to collaborate with the national army. It's very easy because, they can have something for their children, for their parents. Is that what Mobutu, is that what Kasavubu, is that what Lumumba envisioned? Even Mobutu I'm mentioning because he was tough, man. He was tough. 63 years later, what have we learned? There is no adequate hospital. All our hospitals are just there. Sometimes you'll go, there is no medication. Sometimes you'll go, there is no doctor. Sometimes you'll go, there is no equipment. Sometimes you'll go, there is no power. And people are dying constantly because of lack of energy, lack of electricity, lack of this. This is a strange time to be 63 years later. We have leaders who make promises. We have leader who makes promises. I will do this. I will do this, but not actually actualizing them. Recently, the president went in Egypt and signed some deals, Site Kitoko, building a new city. They even went and did their stone. 4 years, 5 years later, nothing has been done, literally nothing. I saw our president recently who went to Kasai Oriental, where his backbone is base, and people are like, hey, you promised us this, but where it is now? Our country has not gone any single step. We have not learned at all. And that is why it is time to rethink. It is time to rethink the direction of our country. And I'm saying this in English because there's so many Congolese out there in Canada, in USA, in Australia, in France, in the diaspora in large. And you have to hear this. Don't expect them to fix the mess. It is our responsibility to go back into our countries and transform our own nation as our fathers intended, as Lumumba intended, as Mzee Kabila intended. In our different sectors, you might be good in agribusiness, please come. You might be good in technology, therefore you come. You might be good in agriculture. You may be good in finance. You may be good in banking. You might be good in this sector. We need everyone on board, all hands on deck to transform our country and not expect them to transform. They are corrupt. It's the same people, just like what the Jose Chameleon sang, Ni Wale Wale. The same people. Yesterday, Lambert Mende was the spokesman of Joseph Kabila. Today, he's there in Tshisekedi camp. Bahati Lukwebo was a member of the FCC, which is the Kabila party, and now is with Tshisekedi. They are the same people, different colors, different time. 63 years later, Congo is still the same. 63 years later, Congo has not progressed at all. 63 years later, Congo is still in a bad shape. That is why what Lumumba said, who will ever forget the massacres where so many brothers were perished? He wished and hoped for a Congo where people are no longer subjected to contempt, to insult and blows that people endured every single day. But now they're the same things that we are having. We are still contempt to insults. Look, I'll give an example of the governor of Tanganyika. He literally said that I am in this party and you'll not touch me. Even if people can still loot resources from the country, but because they are in this party belonging to the president, they are immune. That's the country we are living into, where if you're in this family, you are immune. If you're in this family, you are immune. It is a pity. It is a shame. If Lumumba was alive today, things could have been worse. Lumumba said that we need to take this date of 30th of June engraved in our hearts. Engraved in our hearts. You know, a date of significance of which we should be proud to teach our children. So they will know and tell their grandchildren about where we have come from, about the struggle. But are we really proud of telling our children right now about, hey, you know, Congolese independence was this? I'm not sure if we are there. 63 years later, where are we? What are we doing? It is time, friends, to rethink the direction of our countries. You know, Congo right now has over 1 million refugees out. Where is the independence? Where is the independence? Where is the independence? People are in Uganda in refugee camp, in Malawi, in Zambia, South Africa, in the US, in Canada. Why? It's because of the lack of security, lack of a lot of things going on, robbery, torture. You know, if you are political opinion is different from what is there, you become a threat. You know, if you're educated in some places like where I know you become a very good target for rebels, and people are afraid to go back to their countries. 63 years later, is that the country that we hoped for? Is that the country that Lumumba hoped for? I think not, and I don't think so. That is why I'm doing this reflection, to just think of where we have come from and think where we are going, and really think of our future. But now we have reflected on our struggles. We have reflected on where we have come from. But what is the future of our country? The future is bright. The future is bright. Our country is going to be prosperous. Country, like, generation comes and passes. Back then, Hitler was the man. Mobutu was the man. Gaddafi, who unfortunately was killed by the West and this country, was the man. Saddam Hussein was the man. Osama bin Laden was the man. Trump was the man. But now Biden is the man. Macron is the man. Sarkozy was the man. Generation comes and generation passes. Here's the thing. There is a hope for Congo. There is a hope that Congo is going to regain its freedom. There is a hope that Congo is going to regain its independence and be free one day. That is what I dream about. I dream that my child will go back to my country in Congo and live peacefully, live with no fear of being targeted, live with no fear of being a threat, live with no fear of being threatened, live with no fear of being kidnapped. That's what I envision. My grandchildren will go back to Congo and emerge. But it has to start now. Our leaders, you have to take things now. You have to be responsible now. Even our entire population of country, you have to know where your rights are and where you're coming from and what you need to do. Your responsibility right now is to play your role. And playing your role is not going together with the wrong things. Corruption is bad. You should not support corruption. Corruption is killing African countries. Corruption is killing our countries. It's killing Congo. When someone is subjecting you to corruption, you should say no. Even if you know they won't do anything, if you accuse them, just say no. If you're going to get your passport and they're telling you, hey, you need to pay $500 to get it in 1 week and 100 to get it in 3 weeks, pay 100. Don't corrupt anyone, because corruption is a poison of our development. And as a young people, we need to fight that, because it's our responsibility to take now charge of our country. These people, these mzes, the Chisekedis and the Cameras and all that, they're past. They don't have 10, 15 years more. We are the future, and we have to act right now by doing what is right, by standing what is right, and having the spirit of Lumumba in us, having the spirit of Mzee in us. That's how we're going to change our country. That's how we're going to change our things once we start taking noble actions right now. Once we start doing the right thing now. Once we start accepting things now. If you're there online with us, our number is open, 720-295-1137. Nos numéros sont là, 720-295-1137. If you want to join our live and discuss about Congo and what our future is, feel free to call us on WhatsApp, and you will find us there. And our WhatsApp is open. We'll take maybe a few calls if there are any, but otherwise, we'll continue to reflect and talk about our countries. Si vous voulez intervenir pour la situation économique, la situation sociale 63 ans après, veuillez nous rejoindre sur WhatsApp dans nos numéros ici en bas qui circulent. Nous serons là prêts à vous accueillir. There we go. 63 years later, Congo is worse than it was before. Remember back then when Mobutu was president, at least we had good roads. And that's something really that blows up my mind. It's like when you hate someone, you completely destroy everything. Look at countries like Kenya. You know, most of the Kenyan buildings that you're seeing there right now we want to go, those are colonies left. Those are inheritance that colony left. But for us, we scrapped everything. Oh, we hate this guy. This is the property. Kill. Where this guy? We destroyed. We even, this is a road that this guy built. We destroy the road, and we can't even have the capacity to build more roads. Look where we are right now. Look where we are right now. No roads, no infrastructure, no healthcare, nothing at all. And that's the state of the Democratic Republic of Congo 63 years later. It's sad. As a Congolese who left my country because of so many things, it's sad. We are now envisioning other countries, but we forget that that country fought for its own freedom. They fought to be where they are right now. And we have as well to fight to be where we want to be. Not envy, not like other things. We can do it. I believe we can do it. Just a matter of taking the courage and energy. We will be ending our live shortly here. It's just a 1 hour reflection of the independence of Congo and what we have done and where we have come from. But there's good things as well in the Congo, not just the bad things. We have seen a tremendous progress in terms of freedom of expression. Before, when Kabila was there, things were not the same. We can commend that. But we also ask our people to take responsibility in the coming elections to really elect peoples that are worth electing. Do not elect because of some beans, some clothes that you are given, but elect because this someone is there to fight for us. Let's not regret 5 years later, what did we do? There are some good people I have interviewed. If you go and see my interviews here, there's some leaders I've interviewed who are really hungry for this country. And those are the leaders that we want to see taking charge of our country, who are hungry to see the change. Because change is what we fight for, change is what we need, and change is what we want for this country. 63 years later, Congo has been independent, but still dependent on FMI, MFI, still dependent on the UN, still dependent on East Africa, still dependent on loans to succeed, but yet it buries wealth. God, it buries wealth, it buries resources that can transform Africa. I call Congo the lung of Africa because the lung helps the body to breathe. When there's no lung, there is no breath. Your heart will stop because your blood is not again providing oxygen. When there is no oxygen, the country dies, and the country dies the moment there is no adequate and good leadership. So, with that said, 60 years of independence, we hope that this message will bring again hope to our people and our nation. We are looking forward to have more lives tomorrow. We might have one more live tomorrow again, and the coming days we'll have a lot of lives now that we are back into the business. I've been a little busy with other events, live streaming and doing this and that, but now we are back. Send us your videos, send us your comments on WhatsApp, on email, rusakatv@gmail.com. 720-295-1137 is our WhatsApp number. Email, call us. We'll be having more guests coming in, interviewing more people. But remember, our channel dedication is to bring back to your root, to bring back to where you've come from, and giving you back the story, because we want to keep the dignity and the integrity of our own history, and our own identity. Like I said enough, our identity is what defines us, who we are. Whenever you speak a language, I will know, it's from this place. Whenever you act or he wears, that's what defines us. And let's not forget that's where we've come from. Let's not go there and copy other people. All right. Thank you very much. This was a good conversation. We'll have more guests maybe to follow up and to discuss the Congolese independence in depth. But for now, we are going to end our live from here. And this live was primarily in English so that we can be able to give our message to the diaspora, to the friends of Congo and people who love Congo. So with that said, we are going to end our live stream, and we wish you a happy Independence Day. Joyeuse fête d'indépendance, indépendance tcha-tcha. Soyez heureux et ne soyez pas déçus de la mauvaise gouvernance, ne soyez pas déçus de la mauvaise gestion du pays, mais assurez-vous que tu possèdes les atouts pour le changement. En 2023, nous allons faire des élections et vous avez tout. Vous avez l'atout du changement, vous avez la clé du changement. Vous possédez ça dans vos mains. Il est temps que nous puissions changer la direction et vous pouvez faire votre part. Bonne indépendance, que Dieu vous bénisse abondamment.
A Risky Production. Puppy lover. For you, me and you. I go die for you, baby. For you, me and you. Baby, unajua when it's special in my life, oh baby, oh unavutia kama ua. Toto shika pose nikuteke photo. Baby, give me your number. I can call you later. Nata tupange faster, nisha feel your love. Masheri ni pera kila time kwenye coach. When you turn, I see fever in my body. Baby, can live only shout time. Kweli when you're 95, baby, can live only shout my time. Kwenye moyo umeshaka mena, kila napokwaza wanna fall in love. Tukiwa kwenye romance, wanna fall in for you. Baby girl, I go die for you. For you. Baby girl, I go die for you. Like a soldier for this country. Baby girl, I go die for you. Like a soldier for this country. Baby girl, I go die for you. Oh baby, it's okay, I wanna let you know. Kwamba nakupenda sana. Oh baby, it's okay, hivyo ulivyo. Unizalie kama mwana so. You are my best melody. When gonna sing anytime, baby. I'm wondering when you love me. Baby, go and not your body. Je t'avoue, c'est toi que je vais aimer le restant de ma vie. Je t'avoue que c'est toi que je vais aimer le restant de ma vie.